So what are 3 different types of greens or spinaches that you can be growing in summer in a subtropical area? Because most of our greens and our lettuces and our spinaches, they pretty much all need winter. They need the cold growth. So what are 3 that we can be growing in a subtropical area when it's nice and hot, when we actually want to be eating salads? I'll show you. Brazilian spinach. Now I've got to say, from a pest perspective, this is actually one of the best forms of spinaches that you can grow because it's considered to be pest resistant. Not many things like it, but I tell you what is absolutely delicious. It is nice and thick, the leaves, and a bit rubbery. You can propagate it from seeds, so you can germinate the seeds, or you can cut off one of your nice little stems here, eat the leaves, and propagate it from a cutting. Use a little bit of honey in the soil, or on the stem, and pop it in the soil, and it's going to work well. It is a subtropical spinach, so it does need that hot, humid weather. So delicious. It only grows about 30 centimeters high, so it's going to grow, you know, a little bit higher than what it is, but it doesn't grow overly high, which is great. Makes a great garden border. You can put this all around your garden and have it growing super duper well. It needs, they say half shade, but this has actually got full sun, and it is growing super well. It gets all my afternoon sunset. It's about 6 hours of full sun here, and it is in my aquaponics system that it's doing the best out of everything else in the system. And an aquaponics is where we have our fish down the bottom, and they provide fertilizer for our veggies, and our veggies filter the water for the fish. So it's got lots and lots of water here, but they do need to have a whole lot of full sun, good water. They propagate super easy if you're going to do it with cuttings. We can see there's lots of branches here that we can do some propagating with should we choose. And it spreads itself out. Super delicious and very curly, but great in your salads. Here is a cutting that I have propagated from one of the Brazilian spinaches. And you can see I'd taken off all the leaves and popped it in the soil, giving it good water. Probably did it a little bit too early because it was still quite hot and humid. It does prefer to be propagated when it's cold. So, but this one's growing really, really well. Check out the description to find some more information about aquaponics and how you can move forward and get this happening. And this is Egyptian spinach. Subtropical, grows to about 6 foot, and because I didn't stake it in any way, shape or form, that has grown to 6 foot and it has just totally collapsed. But let's have a look. It's not, the leaves themselves are very thin, so just like your normal spinaches. We can see here now, it's getting cold now, so the seed pods are starting to form. So when they are finished forming, they'll turn brown and black, and that gives me the stock for next year. They are super easy to grow from seed. Just literally pop it straight into your soil. Or you can pop it into the plants. This has, it's in my aquaponic system, but we can see such a strong branch, and it just wasn't going to hold it upright. 6 feet. Now, when it gets to about 2 feet, you can easily trim it, keep it as a bit of a bush. All of your end spinaches are the ones that are the most delicious. Yummy. The ones that are, you know, earlier growth, they are less so. I'll show you the one at the back. It's not quite as tall. It hasn't had quite as much sun, but this has had full sun. And I didn't stake it when I meant to, and then I figured I will bugger it. Bit lazy on my part, but we can see that is an awful lot of spinach that we have been nibbling at, but it just keeps regrowing. So it is a subtropical vegetable. They do say half shade, but as I said, this is getting full sun, and it's absolutely loving it. It's absolutely fantastic. It's one of those things that it is a seasonal plant, so it won't be growing all year round. It's only going to be in the summer when it's nice, hot, and likes the humidity. So doing super duper well, but it's also time for it to end here because we are coming into winter. So I am looking forward to the last lot of salads that I'm going to be doing with this Egyptian spinach. This Egyptian spinach has not been getting full sun. It's been getting sunlight for the first couple of hours in the day. It is in an aquaponics system, and we've just been harvesting. Actually, I've just had a whole heap of slugs come through and take my broccoli, but not that you care about that. But you can see the difference. This is about 4 foot, and not doing quite as well as what it did out the front. It's, you know, it's not as, the stem is not as thick. I mean, seriously, that one out the front was just incredible. So they definitely need the full sun, but you know, still absolutely delicious. Yum. You can see little flowers. Where we go, some little flowers here. This one actually does not have any seed pods. It's been getting attacked by some caterpillars, not caterpillars, grasshoppers. They're the ones. This one definitely was being feasted on by some grasshoppers. I took a few of them off. There's only a couple of little seed pods here. You saw the one out the front. Lots and lots of seed pods. So this is a lot more sheltered. So it hasn't grown as well. And we can see also, I did tie it up, but it's bending towards the sun. It's definitely, they need to have that full sun aspect. Here we have Malabar spinach. It's again a subtropical spinach, very rubbery leaves. You can eat the vine. You can even eat these berries, though they're very bland in flavour. And it is a vine, so we can see this is actually grown up my fence. Now it needs to have full sun, and what happens if it doesn't have full sun? So this area, there's been no leaf growth. You know, it's just growing in a pot, and you can see I've got something right in front of it. So wherever there's been shade, there's no leaves. But then up here, lots and lots of leaves, and I have been harvesting. But it needs to have full sun, otherwise it doesn't grow. It needs to have the humidity. Okay, so it really is your subtropical plant. Very, very delicious. Now, unlike a lot of our plants that are seasonal, this particular plant will come back every year. So when it's winter time, it will start to die off. There'll be not really many leaves. There'll be just enough for it to survive. And then when it starts to heat up and you've got the humidity, it'll just come back again, which is absolutely fantastic. Because trying to grow this from seed is a bit of a pain in the butt. It's one of these plants that you actually have to treat the seeds to be able to grow them. And when I say treat it, it just means that you can't just pop it in the soil and go, yep, she'll be right, mate, it's all good. It's a seed that you either soak for 24 hours, or you can give it a little bit of a cut or a nick with a knife, because you somehow just got to crack into that shell. And you can also use a little bit of sandpaper. Now, they do need to have at least 24 degrees before they'll start germinating. So it's really one of our true traditional subtropical vines that needs full sun and lots of water. And aside from harvesting, I've actually done absolutely nothing with this year. So I need to give this, it's about to die off anyway, but make sure that I've got some fertilizer in here and make sure I get it all ready, and they do need lots and lots of water.